Hi, welcome to automationtesting.in. In this video, we are going to discuss about how to launch browser in Selenium 3. Means how we can launch different type of browsers in Selenium. That is Firefox, Chrome, Edge, Safari. These browsers how we'll launch in Selenium 3 we'll discuss in this video. Launching browser is very important in Selenium. That is mandatory that if you want to automate an application, you have to launch that particular browser before you automate. In previous versions of Selenium, Firefox has different kind of approach to launch and remaining browsers had another kind of approach. But in the latest version of Selenium, that is in Selenium 3, all the browsers will be launched almost the same way. Means launch in Selenium 2, Firefox launching procedure is different and other browsers launching procedure is different. But coming to Selenium 3, it is almost same for all the browsers. In this video, we'll see how to launch the browser using Selenium in Mac machine as well as in Windows machine. In both the machines, how we'll launch the browsers, we'll see. First, we'll see in the Mac machine. Launch Firefox browser in Mac. Okay, to launch Firefox browser in Selenium 3, we need to download the latest Mozilla Gecko driver and unzip the same and place in the folder called user local bin folder and write the below sample code to launch the Firefox and navigate into a particular URL. Means you have to download particular browser driver. And that is the main change in Selenium 3. In previous version, that is Selenium 2, we no need to download any driver and no need to place any in any folder for Firefox. But in Selenium 3, you have to explicitly download the Gecko driver and you have to place somewhere in user local bin folder and you have to write the code like this. To launch this, to download the Gecko driver, go to seleniumhq.org/download. Here you can find the drivers, third-party browser drivers not developed by Selenium HQ. See, you can see the browser. Here you can see that Mozilla Gecko driver. The same way you have other browsers also. Google Chrome driver, Microsoft Edge driver, Safari driver. Okay, these each and every browser has different driver. Then you have to download these things and place in a separate folder and you have to write your Selenium code. So now we'll click on this. If you go here, you can find different versions of Gecko driver. The latest is 0.11.1. And if you see here, Gecko driver Win64, Win32, you have to download the zip file and you have to unzip. Okay. And once you unzip that, you will find Gecko driver executable file. That is, go here and you see that you will find this Gecko driver. It will be in the form of zip. You have to unzip that, then you can find Gecko driver. Same way for Chrome driver also, same procedure. Now you have to write this simple code, that public static void main. WebDriver is an interface in WebDriver. We have already discussed these things in the previous videos. Now WebDriver driver is equal to new Firefox driver and driver.get. And what is get? We have seen in the WebDriver methods video, driver.get, and you have to provide the URL where you want to navigate. Okay. And the same way, Chrome browser also, same thing, except you have to download the Chrome driver and place in the same folder user local bin and write the same code. Instead of Firefox browser, you have to write Chrome driver and remaining is same. Instead of Firefox driver, you have to write Chrome driver here. And coming to the Safari browser, launching Safari browser in Selenium 3 is a bit different from the Chrome and Firefox, as Safari is giving provision to launch the browser in different way. For this we do not need to download any file, means you don't have even driver executable file for this. Instead of that, we need to do some configuration in the Safari browser. Below are the steps to perform before writing the Selenium code. Means we need to enable the develop menu. We have a separate menu called develop menu in Safari browser. For this, need to go to Safari and preferences, then go to advanced tab, and then check the checkbox of show develop menu in menu bar. If you go to the develop menu, you will find one option called allow remote automation. Then you have to check that. Then you can write the same as it is, the same code. Instead of Safari and Chrome, you have to mention instead of Firefox and Chrome, you have to mention the Safari driver. Now we will see all these things in practically. I'll go to IntelliJ IDE. Now I have written a sample code that launch browser. We have seen that WebDriver driver is called new Firefox driver. Driver.get demo.automationtesting.in. I want to launch the Firefox driver, and then I have to navigate to this URL. This URL is to practice the basic Selenium. You can practice your basic Selenium in this site. And I'm forcefully waiting for 5 seconds to quit the browser. Quit is a method to close the browser. Before that, I'm waiting for 5 seconds to close the browser. Okay. Now, one more line, system.setProperty, and you have to write some code like this. What is this? Means, as we discussed here, user local bin. You have to place the exe in user local bin. That is one way, and this is another way. No need to place the driver executable in user local bin. Instead of that, you can set dynamically the properties, system.setProperty. You have WebDriver.gecko.driver, and you have to mention where the executable is. Okay, this is another way. What is the another difference is, what is the logic behind this is, if you mention system.setProperty in the code itself, if you copy and paste this code in some other machine also, it will execute without any failures, without any issues. But if you have to mention in user local bin, the same code if you want to run in another Mac machine, you have to set same procedure, that you have to place the executable in user local bin in that machine also. But if you don't want to do all these configurations again and again, so you have to mention dynamically system.setProperty and WebDriver.gecko.driver, and you have to mention the Firefox executable. Then if you copy paste this code in some other machine also, without any changes, you can execute the same code. Okay. Now we'll see system.setProperty, WebDriver.gecko.driver, and where the executable is. In this I have a Krishna partition. In that you have driver folder. There I placed Gecko driver. We'll see that. If you go to Krishna driver, you can see Chrome driver and Gecko driver executables. Now I will execute this code and we'll see what will happen. Right click, run, launch browser. Now you can see that. See, it opened the Firefox browser and it navigated to this site, and it will wait for the 5 seconds and it will close the browser. You see, it closed the browser. This is simple way that system.setProperty, you have to mention this one, and you have to mention which driver you want to open and where you want to navigate. Now we will see the same thing for Chrome driver. The changes you need to do is WebDriver.Chrome.driver. Instead of Gecko driver, you have to mention Chrome driver, and instead of Firefox driver, you have to mention the Chrome driver. That's all. You have to mention the Chrome driver, and you have to change the system property according to your driver. webdriver.chrome.driver, and the same way you have to mention the path of Chrome driver. Now nothing to change, this much, the same thing, and I'll minimize this. See, it opened the Chrome and it navigated to driver demo.automation testing.in, and it wait for 5 seconds and it closed that. Okay, now we will see in Firefox Safari browser how it will be in the Safari browser. I'll open Safari browser, and 1 minute. Now one second. Okay, if you go to your this one, you have to go to Safari and preferences, then go to advanced tab. Okay, now I'm not capturing this toolbar, but you can see that I'll go to Safari preferences, then go to advanced tab. You can see that show develop menu in menu bar. You can see that show develop menu in menu bar. It is unchecked at the first time. See, if you uncheck this one, you will not find the option called develop tab in your in the menus. Menus means file, edit, view, history. You will have different kind of menus, right? In that you will not find develop tab. If you check this one, you can find the develop tab. Okay, and then once it is done, you have to click on develop tab. Then you can see one option called allow remote automation. You have to check this option, allow remote automation. Now you are good to go to execute the same kind of code. This much configuration you need to do. I'll close this browser and I'll come here. I'll say instead of Chrome, I'll say Safari. Sorry, no need to even do this one. No need to even write system.setProperty. Okay, you have to just mention Safari driver. That's it. You can remove this system.setProperty also. You have to do that configuration and you have to mention like this, and you run the same thing. Run launch browser. You can see that it opened the Safari browser and it navigated to that one and it closed the browser. If you disturb somewhere, it will pop up like that. Otherwise, it will execute normally. Okay, this is how to launch Firefox, Chrome, and Safari in Mac machine. And now we will see all these things in the Safari will not be available in Windows, so we will see Edge driver in Windows along with Firefox and Chrome. Okay, now we'll see in the Windows machine. Yeah, now we'll see in Windows machine the same thing, same code for Firefox, system.setProperty, webdriver.driver.gecko.driver, and then the path where it is exactly. It is bit different from the Mac. In my F drive, in the Selenium folder, drivers folder, I have gecko driver.exe. There you no need to mention any .exe, that is not exe in Mac. You just mention till here gecko driver, but here you have to mention the .exe also. And the driver is called new Firefox driver, driver.get, thread.zip, and driver.quit. Everything is same as it is. That you say that to launch the Firefox browser in Selenium 3, we need to download the latest Mozilla Gecko driver and unzip the same and place in any folder you want. Means I have placed in the F drive, and write the basic sample code what we see in the Mac machine. Now the same thing like Chrome also. For Chrome also same thing. You have to download the Chrome driver, you have to place in some folder, and you mention the same exe path in the system.setProperty again and execute the same code. Now we will see how it will be in the Windows for Firefox. I have right click, run. Now we will see how the execution will be in the Firefox driver. Yeah, it opened Firefox driver and it is navigating the demo.automationtesting.in, and it will wait for 5 seconds and it will close the browser. You see that? The same thing. Now we will see same thing for Chrome also. The Chrome browser, you have to download the Chrome driver and then unzip the same thing and you place where you want and you can execute the same thing. I'll just change this gecko to Chrome, and here also gecko to Chrome driver, and then you have to mention Chrome driver. Okay, this much we have changed in the Mac. The same way you will do the same thing in the Windows machine also. System.setProperty webdriver.chrome.driver and chromedriver.exe, and then webdriver driver is called new Chrome driver, driver.get, thread.zip, and driver.quit. Now we'll execute and see the same thing here also. Now we'll open the Chrome driver. It will take bit time to open for the first time. You see it opened Chrome driver and it is navigating to that particular demo.automationtesting.in, and it will wait for 5 seconds same way and it will close the browser. You see, same thing. Now we have done with Firefox and Chrome. Now we will see the Edge browser. Edge is latest in Windows 10. Now to launch the Edge browser we need to follow a bit different procedure. To get the Edge driver we need to download the Microsoft WebDriver from this link, and it will depends upon the Windows 10 OS build number. For this we need to follow below steps. First you have to go to your you have to download the Microsoft WebDriver, and it will depends upon the your Windows 10 OS build number. Means you will have different type of build numbers which is installed on your machine. You have to see that, and where you will find the build number, you have to go to the start, settings, system, about. I will go to start, settings, and you go to the system and go to about. You can see that OS build number here 10586.633. This one you have to see, and according to that you go to this link developer.microsoft.com/en something tools/webdriver. There you can see the download section. Here you see release number. Mine is 10586. So I have to download this one. Now here you have to download this one. Now here you say that if downloaded file is .msi file, sometimes it will be exe file and sometimes it will be MSI file. I'm not sure for which build it is MSI and which build is exe. For me this is MSI file. Once you download MSI file, you have to double click and install that one. Then it will give one exe file. Okay, once you install that one, it will give one exe file. Now that exe file is Microsoft WebDriver.exe. Okay, now you have to take the path of that one. Now you have to take the path of that one. You see, system.setProperty webdriver.edge.driver. Now same folder, Selenium drivers Microsoft WebDriver.exe. Okay, then you have to do the same thing. Like here you have to mention the Edge. This is Microsoft. What is that? Microsoft WebDriver. This much you need to change. this is webdriver.edge.driver and the path of your Microsoft driver which you are just now installed. Now here Edge driver instead of Chrome driver, you have to mention the Edge driver. That's all you need to do. Now we'll try to execute the same thing. Now it will open the Edge browser and it will navigate to the automation testing demo.automation testing.in. It opened and it is navigated to demo.automation testing.in and it will wait for 5 seconds as it is and it will close the browser. You see, that's all. Means for Edge you have bit different procedure. You have to get your OS build number. According to your build number, you have to download the Microsoft WebDriver. Sometimes it will be .msc file, sometimes it will be .exe file. If it is exe file, no problem, directly you can take the path. Otherwise you have to double click and install that one, then you will get the .exe file. Then you take the exe file path and you place in your code and you can execute the same thing. This way you can configure and launch the different type of browsers in Windows machine. Okay, that's all in this video. Thank you for watching this video. Please like us at our Facebook page and don't forget to subscribe to Automation Testing channel.